Have you ever tried shooting a video in bright daylight and you know you nailed your shutter and your aperture, but your footage still comes out looking like a nuclear blast and you just want to punch yourself in the face? Well, you don't gotta do that now. This is where the NDfilter comes in. What's good, everybody? I'm Jack Shu. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. Been doing this close to 10 years now. And today I want to talk about what is an NDfilter, what does it do, and when do you need it, and why filmmakers and photographers swear by it. I'm going to focus more on the video side of things so this video doesn't get dragged on for too long. Also, stick around till the end. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. ND stands for neutral density, and it's a piece of glass that goes in front of your lens to reduce the amount of light that enters in your camera. It basically acts like a pair of sunglasses for your lens, so you can slow down your shutter or widen your aperture in bright conditions so you can properly expose your image. Now let's talk about why ND filters are so important in the real world. So if you shoot video, you've probably heard of the 180-degree shutter rule, which means if you shoot at 24 frames per second, you want to double your shutter speed. So then you'd be shooting at 1/48 or 1/50. At 30 frames per second, you're shooting at 1/60. At 60 frames per second, you're shooting at 1/120. Now this will give you a more natural cinematic motion blur. Now the problem is, on a bright day, with those shutter speed or wide aperture of 1.8 or 2.8, your footage will still come out overexposed. So use an NDfilter to cut down that light so we can dial in the proper shutter speed and aperture for that nice and beautiful shallow depth of field. There are three main types of ND filters. First is a solid ND. This is a filter that's evenly dark across the whole surface. You screw it onto the front of your lens, or you drop it into a matte box and it reduces the light across the whole frame. Second, a graduated ND. Now this ND is dark at the top and it slowly fades into clear at the bottom. This is very popular in landscape photography because a lot of times the sky is brighter than the foreground. So using this ND will allow you to evenly expose your entire image. Third, a variable ND. A VND is like a zoom lens for darkness. It uses two polarizing elements. As you rotate the front ring, it increases or decreases the amount of light it blocks. Now let's talk about the pros. It's super convenient and you can dial in the exact ND strength or stop without swapping any filters. Now the cons. So the cheap ones, you're gonna probably start noticing some color shifting and X through your image or a vignette around the outside. So I would just say pay the money and get a good VND filter. I personally use a VND filter. I've been using it for years. I definitely recommend it. The one I use is a Freewell 3-7 stop and it has a CPL with it. Now, how do you know which ND to use? So NDfilter are rated in stops. So commonly you'll see ND2, it cuts out the light by a factor of 4. So every stop you go up, it doubles. So ND3 would be 8, ND4 would be 16, ND5 would be 32, and so on. Woo! With that being said, to understand how to properly expose your image is one of the most important things. And once you understand the fundamentals, then you can bend the rules however way you want. All right, look at this beautiful day. Sunny and blue skies. You can't get any better than this. Well, I guess I could be out shopping for a new camera right now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Who cares? But let's take a look at our camera settings. We're at ISO 3200, f2.8, 24 frames per second, and our shutter is at 1/1000. So I'm going to wave my hand like a complete moron so you guys can see why we need an ND filter. There's no motion blur and super jittery. This is with the ND filter on, and our shutter's at 1/50. What I'm gonna do right now is wave my hand like a moron again so you guys can see the difference. Now, if this video helped you understand a little bit more about ND filters and how to use them, please hit that like button. That'd be much appreciated. Also, comment down below what you use the ND filter for and what you're planning to shoot next with it. Is it for a video, portraits, landscape, or flash photography? If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for your time and support. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more camera, photography, and filmmaking tips. And see you on the next one. Peace.